Hi there, this is Jimmy Pearson from Worthing's Voice. We're here at the Beach Residences on Brighton Road along the Worthing seafront, and we're here discussing the possibility of the development of a 21-storey apartment building right smack bang in the middle of Splash Point. And here is a resident right here who would like to express his views. What was your name, sir?
It's Paul.
Hi, Paul. Could you just let the folks out there know exactly how you feel about this development?
Okay, so in a simple one-liner, the proposed development by Roffey Homes for the new for the old Aquarina site is totally out of all proportion to the surrounding area, and despite numerous opinions expressed by Roffey to the contrary, it does not show, in my view, any respect to the surrounding area, and it doesn't also abide by any of the design principles that Worthing Borough Council commissioned back in 2009 as part of the study for the Aquarina redevelopment.
We're here with a local resident, Annie. And Annie, how do you feel about this proposed development?
I think it's monstrous. I really do. It's not in keeping with anything in the area. It's the first thing that you're going to see as you approach Worthing, and it's going to block out a lot of people's views and light. That's how I feel anyway. And when, you know, wherever you go in Europe, particularly to seaside areas, they actually have a policy of low-rise. Yeah. And they're actually pulling down all the high-rise, and yet here we are in Worthing putting them up. And it's not an objection to Roffey Homes, because I think they've done some very tasteful things, but I just think they've got it wrong with this one.
Here we are yet again with another Worthing resident who I'm sure has great things to say about what we've just seen presented before us. Chris, would you like to give your opinion?
Yeah, I've got a foot in two camps that are going to be affected by high-rise developments in Worthing. One at this end of the town, Grand Avenue, where we own a small flat, where Roffey are planning to build a 13-storey development, and at this end, a 20 or 21-storey development by the old Aquarina. And the question I ask is this the right kind of town for a high-rise development on our seafront? And if you look at most of the blocks on the seafront, you'll see that they're somewhere between 6 and 9 stories high, and that's part of the charm of Worthing. So my answer is no, we don't want high-rise on either end of the seafront. We all know that once those go ahead, then other people will sell their properties and we'll end up with a high-rise seafront. So that's what I'm against.
It feels like it's setting a precedent, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It does. As far as iconic buildings in Worthing are concerned, I mean, from the promotional material, there seems to be an incredible obsession with creating another iconic building.
Yes.
But to your mind, what's the iconic building? What's the only iconic building that Worthing seafront has?
Oh, the dome. Dome and the pier.
Yeah, exactly. Dina, could you just give us a few of your views about this development?
Well, I've been living in Worthing for 30 odd years, and I'm all for Worthing progressing. This, what we're being offered, is not progression at all. It's trying to turn Worthing into a bit of Brighton, a bit of overflow from Brighton. If I'd wanted to live in Brighton, I'd have gone and lived in Brighton. I chose to live in Worthing because Worthing isn't Brighton. Aesthetically, I find the development that they're suggesting absolutely out of keeping with us here. I think the building is much too high, and I'm absolutely distraught that yet again they're doing something that is going to affect our seafront. The proposal on the corner of Grand Avenue is again a very high building, really ugly to look at, and now we're having this the other end of the seafront, and it just shouldn't be allowed to happen. And it's time that people who live in Worthing actually got their act together and put their views across, because we are not going to let these people get away with it and destroy the town that we all love so much.